Hello, viewers. Welcome to On the Court Episode 4. I'm your host, Taylor Hubbard, here with my guest star, Sean Missioner.
How y'all doing, y'all?
Okay, so I just want to first start off by saying Lakers have won back-to-back games. What did you see with the Lakers against the Nuggets? What did you see?
Well, I saw what I really saw basically was a spark. I saw a spark off the bench from Lance Stephenson, and I also saw a new lineup. That new lineup, new dynamic of lineup, it just changed the flow of the game. Changed the Lakers. That's why they back-to-back winning games.
I feel you. I already called this. Caldwell Pope needs to come off the bench. I like how they inserted Josh Hart in there. And really, I feel like when Rondo and Brandon Ingram comes back, I think they should come off the bench. A lot of people say, Brandon Ingram, why do you think he should come off the bench? I just don't feel like Brandon Ingram is better than Kyle Kuzma. I feel like Kyle Kuzma been in the league, not in the league, but played 4 years of college. You know, he already NBA ready when he came in the league. He already had that dog in him. Brandon Ingram, to me, still needs to get stronger. I know they said he gained 20 pounds this offseason. I don't see it. But the dynamic with Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, LeBron James, Kuzma, and McGee, that is a lineup for you. Like, that lineup, they have defenders in there. They have people that get after it. I feel like with Lonzo in that lineup, it helps his confidence. Like, he did a step-back three on, Jokic, however you say his name. But he did that step-back three, remind me of the UCLA Lonzo. Like,
UCLA Zo.
Because, man, I didn't see Lonzo that confident in a while. Like, since his college days. I feel like when he got into the league, he was kind of more timid. I feel like his dad talking kind of put pressure on him. So it made NBA players want to get after him. Now, so I'm very excited and happy for the Lakers. And Denver Nugget is not no run-over team. Like, they was 4-0 coming into this game. So I feel like that's a good win. When they played the Suns, I didn't want to get too hyped over it because it is the Phoenix Suns. They're not that good. But the Nuggets, that's a good win over them. So, let's switch gears.
All right, let's get it.
Dallas Mavericks versus the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young versus Luka Doncic. What did you see?
Overall, I think Luka Doncic, I think he's a better player overall. I think that he played a great game. He played a great game. He's still young, got a lot to learn. He's only 19 years old. Keep in mind that. But Trae Young, overall, he played a better game that day. I really think so. The Atlanta Hawks, they're still really young as well. But I think Trae Young, he's progressing. He's learning where to pick his spots. He's coming a little more comfortable with shooting the shot out from the outside ring like in college. So right now, I think Trae Young, I see a future, man. I think he could be something close to Steph Curry. I'm going to be honest.
I disagree with you. And I disagree with you because Trae Young did not have a good game. Luka Doncic did not have a good game. Both of these players did not really have a good game. Luka Doncic started off strong, like making his first 4 shots. But as the game progressed, his game kind of faded. Hence on why he finished 7-18 from the field. He still had 21 points, 9 rebounds. But his game kind of faded. Trae Young, he started off slow. Like, really, really slow. He kind of picked it up in the fourth quarter. And it wasn't even his shooting. It was his free throw shooting. Like, he was 3 from 12 from the field. He had 17 points. But he was 10 from 13 from the free throw line. So he got 10 of those points from the free throw line. So he really didn't really have a good game. But I think his presence in the fourth quarter really put him over the edge. Because they was down by 26 throughout that game. But I kind of think, like, with Prince before he fouled out. Clint Bazemore really helped that game, but Trae Young, I feel like he hit clutch free throws down the stretch. So overall, the game with Trae Young though, I don't see him being like a Steph Curry, because his shot is still not there. It's not consistent enough. But with Trae Young, I feel like watching this game, what I saw is he needs to get stronger. Every time he gets to the hole, he cannot finish because he doesn't have the NBA body yet. Luka Doncic is kind of the full package. He has the NBA body, he has the long range shooting, he has the defense, and he has the IQ of a good guard, combo guard. But that's really what I saw in that game. Okay, King of the East.
King of the East.
Yeah.
King of the East right now. Honestly, I'm going to have to give it to Toronto.
Toronto, with Toronto, I picked Toronto to come out the East. But Toronto, to me, is surprising because I didn't think they was going to get off to this good of a start. Mm-hmm. Like 5-0, which it sets the franchise history. But Kawhi Leonard, I thought it would take some time for them to gel together. Kawhi, Lowry, and even Danny Green. But Kawhi is having big games. Like, he had 35 the other night. He's fitting well with the Raptors.
I feel it too. Honestly, I thought that it was going to take a while for him to come back and get settled. Kawhi, with him sitting out all last year basically with the Spurs. But he came back and picked up right where he started. Like, I was surprised. I really did have some doubts about him, but
yeah, with Boston Celtics, I know they won tonight over OKC, but even what I took away from that is from the first half, Boston Celtics was 33 from the field, I believe. But when I look at the Boston Celtics, their starting lineup, it needs work. And I feel like that way because Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, they haven't really played together. Like, their starting five have not really played together. So it's kind of like offensively, they're not in sync. They have one of the good starting fives, but it's like they all are timid to shoot the ball. Like, I don't know if they always consistently looking for the open man, which is good, but sometimes it's just throwing off their offense. I feel like with that starting five, they shoot too many threes. Like, they're not trying to drive to the hole, open it up for shooters. I feel like with their second unit, they gel more together, probably because they've been together longer. Mm-hmm. But when that second unit comes in the game with Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, it's kind of like that spark, which is good, but I think their starting five needs some time to gel.
I agree on that one, though. I agree 100%, basically because their second unit was basically the starting for last year. So, of course, they know each other better than the first group.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. Like, Marcus Smart wasn't starting. Morris wasn't starting. I think Morris is dominant coming off the bench. Like, they did have him in the starting lineup last year for, like, the first, I'm going to say 10, maybe 12 games. But coming off the bench, him going against second units, it's really serving him well. Okay, so it's a lot of teams that's getting off to great starts. Like, in the East, Pistons are really surprising me. Like, they're 4-0 right now, the Detroit Pistons. But we really are not talking about them. Like, Blake Griffin had 50 the other night against the 76ers.
Crazy.
Yeah, 50 and 14 rebounds. But we're not really talking about it. Why do you feel like we don't talk about Blake Griffin as being, like, in the MVP conversation?
Well, basically because, let's not get too hyped, it was just one game. That's one thing. Two, when's the last time have we ever talked about Blake? Since the Clippers. And that was probably about 3 years ago. And he's been in and out between injuries and making things off the court, incidents with breaking his hand, all this other stuff. So we kind of thought that he was kind of washed up. I'm going to be completely honest.
I mean, this is one 50-point game, but he is really playing well for Detroit, averaging over like 25 some points a game. So, but what I'm saying is, I mean, Blake, I feel like we really not talking about him because he's on the Detroit Pistons. Who watches the Detroit Pistons? I only saw one televised Detroit Pistons, and that's when they played the 76ers. But we don't really talk about Detroit because Detroit is really not that important. Just saying. But they might make some noise this year. Toronto, like I said, they're 5-0, which I did not see that coming. I thought they was going to struggle a little bit coming out the gate. But Pelicans are on a rise. Like, what are they, 4-0?
That's right.
Like, the Pelicans 4-0, 3-0, I don't know, but they ain't lost a game. The Milwaukee Bucks have not lost a game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Greek Freak, man.
That boy right
God.
there. He could play every position.
And it's funny because I got either the Greek Freak, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James in the MVP conversation. But, man, the Greek Freak is really balling. The Nuggets, they are balling. I mean, they lost tonight, but they are actually a nice, deep team, nice, young, deep team. And they can surprise a lot of people this year. But, yeah, man. Who do you think, I mean, before we sign off, who do you think is going to win the most improved player?
Most improved player? Ooh, that's a hard one, too. That is the most improved player. Let's see. Let's see. Honestly, I think it might be Lonzo Ball.
Heck no, bro.
I don't know. Like, look, we started to see a little spark or something. We never know. Like, he's starting to look like his old self. Who's to say?
Bro, that's a bold prediction. But, I mean, mine, most improved, I got Zach LaVine.
Ooh.
I got Zach LaVine because he has had, in the 4 games that they played, he has scored over 30-plus points in all 4 games. So, I mean, you could tell, like, he's playing with a passion coming off that injury, getting all that money. What was it, $78 million?
That's about right.
Getting all that money, he's trying to show people what he got and that he's not just a dunker, but Zach LaVine is killing these boys out here. So that's who I got as my NBA most improved. But signing off of the podcast, this is Taylor Hubbard. We're on the court.